We're going to give you the harsh reality about real estate investing and talk about some of the things that nobody's going to tell you about because all they want to do is sell you more seminar crap. But before you do that, if you'd like a heavy dose of reality and you really want to close some real deals, we do have a course. It's $97 and change. It's available in the link below. It's going to give you everything you need from how to master your marketing all the way to walk across the finish line and take you through organized chaos, aka a closing, and get your first check, or maybe just teach you to take your real estate investing to the next level and how to play this game the right way with little money and no credit. So, let's talk about some of the things that nobody wants to talk about with real estate investing. And the first thing that I noticed that became incredibly clear to me after I walked out of my first few seminars and tried to start doing this is not all deals close. Deal with it. You're going to fight your way through a lot of very difficult things, and one of the most important things that I learned through my extensive reading was when I went through The Art of the Deal by Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States of America. I've actually been in a room with him and heard him speak several times. I read his book. I think it's like 12 or 13 chapters, and it's a lot of bragging and big flinging and other crazy shit like that, but what's possibly most impressive is that every chapter is a multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar deal that all have a chronological overlap. He's working on all of them at the same time. So think about it this way. If you're working on one deal and you're counting on that to pay you and keep you alive, and you need that check like you need oxygen or you're going back to work, and it doesn't close, that really hurts. But if you're working on 10 deals and 3 of them close, you probably made a better living than you would have at your day job. If 5 of them close, you probably broke the $200,000 mark. And if 8 or 10 of them close, you got a real problem. It's what we like to call a tax problem. And you got some serious things you need to figure out, like what stupid shit are you gonna do? You can go impulse buy cars like I have. Don't do that, it's a really bad idea. Or where are you gonna go on vacation and start crossing stuff off on your bucket list. The more you have the ability to work on several things at one time, the more money you will make. A big part of that is just going to be learning to manage stress and how to do more and more transactions with less and less, which is actually what the course is designed to teach you to do. The next thing we're going to talk about is title. I have sat through week-long seminars on several occasions by many gurus on how to close real estate deals. Honestly, I think most of the instructors never closed one because nobody even brought up title. Not just title insurance, but issues and how to resolve them. And so much of what you're going to learn from us teaching you in the course is that you need to actually get next to your title person. What's broke? I don't read title. I get a title report back. I ask them, what's broke? How do I fix it? And they say, well, there's this lien, but it should have been discharged or pay off, and you can help us contact this lender and get the discharge. This deal will close a lot quicker. And if I'm making $100 grand and my title company's only making $2,500 on the closing, who do you think's going to work harder? Okay. The next thing after that is going to be mortgages for your buyers. Now, very few real estate investment courses are going to touch on this. However, just about every networking group that you're ever going to go to is going to have a mortgage broker present that's giving them a kickback based on whatever you might borrow. Now, I don't really take out mortgages. It's not my thing. I prefer to do this stuff creatively. If I need a mortgage, we can get somebody to go get it for me, and there's plenty of people that want to lend me money if I ever run short, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Mortgages are incredibly important. They are more important than lawyers, titles, sellers, anything, because that's where the money comes from. And you're going to want to get next to and learn from your mortgage company as well. You don't have to push it to the level that I did where you actually owned a mortgage company and you hired one of your lawyers to run it, but you should understand the process, and that's all this is one massive process that we've broken down into several smaller processes. So when you're selling a house and you've got your buyer, sit next to them, learn the process, tell the mortgage broker and the buyer, I am just here to help out. You need all these stipulations, you need all these closing conditions. I want to understand the problem so I can resolve it on the way in the future. I'm in this game for life. I'm never going to make a better living than here. Please teach me the process, and every little thing you learn is just a tool that goes into your tool belt, helps you solve a problem down the road till you're punching loopholes that you never even dreamt were possible. The thing we're going to talk about next after that is lawyers. Now, you need to understand, lawyer is like plumber. They work for you. Only a good plumber is hard to find. Put them in their f***ing place early. Okay? Matter of fact, what's the difference between a lawyer and a catfish? One is a scum-sucking, bottom-dwelling scavenger, and the other's a fish. Now, especially for my younger guys and girls out there who are in their 20s, and the youngest kid we had close a deal was Lafi Abdul-Jabbar. I believe he was 16 years old. I still have the testimonial. Lafi, I'm incredibly proud of you to this day, bro. You killed it. But, I mean, you can do this stuff. You can get it done. However, when you're like me and you're a 25-year-old kid walking into a law office with a house that you bought with nothing down, and you're turning around and you're selling it, and you're walking away with $80,000, they have no idea how hard you worked and the stress you put yourself through and the sleepless nights you had to do this until you learn to manage stress and you can just do it in your sleep. And you have to accept the fact that they hate you. You're a criminal. You must be doing something wrong even if you didn't, because you don't have a degree like they do, and you've just made their entire year's salary in what they perceive as a couple hours. And when you really start to think about a transaction, not the time you're worrying about it, actual engaged time. I'm talking about talking to the seller, talking to the buyer, reading the title, talking to the mortgage broker, talking to the lawyer, all this other stuff. You may not be into these things for more than 12 hours, and then you make massive amounts of money, and the more things you have, that stress level just builds and builds and builds till you hit a f*** point, and you just don't care anymore. Some will work out, some won't, okay? All you need to do is keep pushing forward. Failure is not final. Success is not the end either. For me, the only thing that matters is the courage to continue. And that's honestly what keeps me happy. Making this YouTube channel for you guys, and I really hope that it changes some lives and benefits you. Honestly, it's keeping me driven. Shout out to my camera guy and manager Elvis. Love you, bro. Property insurance. A lot of courses aren't going to tell you about that. You're going to have to learn how to get an insurance policy, or if you buy a property subject to, before you record the deed, how to contact the existing insurance company and actually have them name you or your company as additionally insured in the event the house burns down. You get paid and you can rebuild it or not. After that, if nobody has told you this yet, sellers are going to lie to you. Buyers are liars, sellers are just as bad. You're going to deal with people who are going to sell you houses that they don't own. Their grandmother's house, their landlord's house. Sometimes they're going to try to hide the fact that they have a spouse, or like one that we're currently working on right now that we bought from 2 people. We later realized there was 5. Now I got public notaries in Texas, the Carolinas, Florida, Puerto Rico, and Georgia collecting the other signatures. It's going to cost me at least $500, but hey, we're actually keeping the property and we're getting paid $80,000 to buy it, and it'll pay us for life. But that's some really complicated shit that this course doesn't even teach you. I'm sorry it's really advanced. Maybe one day we'll get to spend a day together. And I mean, it's my sincere hope that once this virus goes away, I get to actually meet some of you guys and shake your hand just like old times. Because honestly, I miss hugs. Finally, and let's bring it home now, you will get sued. Okay? I am not talking about a threatening letter or being contacted by a lawyer. I am talking about actual service by a process server or a sheriff with a docket number. If you have not received that, it is not a lawsuit. It is a threat. Kindly tell them to f*** off. Okay? When you get that, you don't even need to read it. If it says civil, hey, no problem. If you're set up in the right way, it's not even worth the paper it's printed on. And eventually, I would like to get together with some of you one-on-one and teach you to completely circumvent civil law, because it just really pisses off a lot of lawyers when they can't get anything from you because you don't really own it to begin with. And once you've pushed the game of wealth so far, honestly, you don't want to own anything anyway. You barely even want to control it. You're just happy and you have a bunch of good people around you like I do, and honestly, it's made me happier than I ever thought possible. You will get sued. If you do, please contact us. Always remember, when you're stuck, call Chuck. I have talked many millionaires now off the cliff that we built from the ground up with their first lawsuit. And if you reach out to us, eventually we'll get some phone time together. The first thing I'm going to tell you is, man, I am proud of you. This means you're really doing something. You're going to cultivate a tremendous amount of haters. I still don't know how we haven't even really gotten more than 1 thumbs down yet, because all these people do is just talk shit about me, and hey, you gotta love the haters. They're a sign of success, so go get yourself some too. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is a lot of stuff that many of these seminars and YouTube channels are not going to talk about because they're not actually doing real estate, and it's real. My name's Chuck Kohout. If you'd like the course, it's in the comments. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, slide the bell up to all, and if you really want to do me a solid and be friends, you can look me up on Facebook or Instagram and share this video. Honestly, if you're trying to change your life, there's probably somebody else that you like or want to get to know that this YouTube channel will benefit. We have a Creative Real Estate Club networking group. It's on Facebook. You might even meet some like-minded people that are really doing it. And if you're not doing it, we got a really good habit of just kicking you the f*** out because we don't want you to linger. My name's Chuck Kohout. Always be closing. Bye for now.